who were trained in the interlife programs: surgeons, nephrologists, nurses, nutritionists. And then thereafter was extended to the realm of kidney care in a program that we call the East Africa Kidney Institute, a brainchild of a few, including Dr. Were, Professor Makligeo, Kaima, Dr. Kanyi, Dr. Munene, and myself. And then this having been taken up as a government from an idea into a full-fledged institute for those who see just next the traffic headquarters opposite the Nairobi Hospital is a building out of which Tony would have seen completed. We've gone through that from beginning. If you see that Y shape that is shown on the billboard, that was our choice with Tony. We chose that to do three things for this country: to provide service, yes, but to provide more by providing training to others who can then spread that to the rest of the country. And then, even better, provide research that would change the practice of the fields that we aspire. In so doing, he started programs for training nephrologists. And for the first time in this region, we had graduating last year the first nephrologist produced by this region. We also had graduation of urologists for the first time in this region. We've had two graduations we also had the first graduation for masters in renal nurses. He created programs with us. The fellowship is a new one, and like he used to tell me, and he has said this in fora, in Kenya and elsewhere, below the Sahara and north of South Africa, the whole region was black of nephrologists. Not one we could train. But now, courtesy of A.J. Owere, and we'll try and see that this is left as a mark for him, we can train for the region. We can provide a service for the region. But as he did that, the government of Kenya brought him and myself something new. Train for us the people to provide dialysis in the entire republic. And with that, he trained the people who are providing dialysis. The celebrated dialysis in the whole republic was led by Dr. Were. Without it, you might not be hearing of the many dialysis that you are hearing from Kakuma to Mombasa to Kisumu, and true, even Homa Bay. That's the true works of a real man. The man who has brought this country, the NHIF, as it started to provide for dialysis. Many will never know that he penned the first request to have this done. We celebrate him for those good things he did for this republic. And then he died in office as the president of AFRAN. For those who don't know, AFRAN is the African Center Association of Nephrologists. So he led the entire nephrology workforce in the whole of Africa. And with that, he brought the conference of the African nephrologists to Mombasa. We even have training for pediatric nephrology, something that was never done before. That's why I was feeling that filling his shoes would be difficult. But from what I've heard from the family, God shall provide for all of us. We will be strong for Dr. Were. We will be there to fill his gap, to make sure that that which he started will forever be seen. We thank God for having given us Dr. Were. We thank this country should be forever proud that a man like Dr. Were was born in Uganda, but didn't stay in Uganda, came to Kenya. We are forever grateful even to God for having brought him here. At the University of Nairobi, and I do represent the principal of the College of Health Sciences this morning, we've lost a fearless man who fought for students, staff, and as a boxer. He was a boxer in the Senate. He was a boxer in the College of Health Sciences at College Academic Board. He would box you, not with his fists, but with his wise words as to how you're not doing it right, whoever you are. Thank you, God, for having given us A.J. Owere. Thank you, Uganda, for having sent him to us, because we treasure him. And thank you, family, for having allowed us to work with him. May he rest in peace. May God provide for the family and even for the country of Kenya. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Mungai. There was one more doctor who was to speak, but I'm told Dr. Owinga is not yet here. Oh, you've come. Please. I'll charge you after this for being late.
Good morning, church. I'll be very brief, partly because most of the things have been said, and I'll just summarize some other aspects which maybe have not been looked at. Dr. A.J. Owere, I've known him for very many years. And our relationship was a professional relationship. We worked together. We treated very, very many patients together. And during my experience, I'll tell you that Dr. Owere was a very dedicated physician. Owere was dedicated to such an extent that he was also my patient. And I'd operated him once or twice. And the dedication was such that when Owere was in the ward, when you're thinking that he's going to rest, he would want to leave the ward to go and do a ward round to see the patients. And several times, together with the wife, we had to insist that he has to rest. On a number of occasions, immediately after discharge, you would think that Owere is going to rest at home for 1 or 2 weeks. The next day you find him in the hospital. And this was really a dedication to his patients. Secondly, I'd like to say that Owere, though he got COVID, Owere was diabetic, and it is likely, but this diabetes is the one which predisposed him to COVID, which ultimately took away his life. But all along, Owere was very, very, very careful, very, very careful. From the initial days, Owere used to wear N95 and plus a shield and gloves, and I used to meet him in the ward almost every day, and he took utmost care. Therefore, it should be taken that this was just bad luck. It was just fate. It's not that he never tried. He tried his best, and all the years that I've known him, even the diabetes, he really would not be alive today. The diabetes was bad, and it had complications, but because he used to take meticulous care of himself, this diabetes, he was able to control it very, very well up to the end. Basically, finally, I'd also like to testify that having shared patience with him, I wish to reassure you, those he treated, that Were tried his best. Therefore, if any one of you had any complications or the results never turned out fine, please do forgive him. Do forgive him, because he tried his best as a human being. And humans have limitations. If that were not the case, then we would not be here. We would have done everything to make sure that Were is alive. Therefore, that's my only request, that if you had any ill feelings on his management, please forgive him. He tried his best. He always tried. And like Professor Mugai has said, he was a scholar. He continued reading. And any doctor who continues reading is normally a good doctor. They try their best. I think I'll be brief on that. Sorry I'm late. I had some other issues. And with that, family, we are very sorry, very, very sorry. I bring condolences on behalf of the Aga Khan private doctors. They are very, very heartfelt. And were it not for this corona, believe me, all of them would have been here today. They all miss him. And with those few remarks, I can only say, rest in peace, Dr. H.A.O. Thank you.
Thank you very much for those eulogies. The last person that I will welcome is Stephen Gillo. He'll give a vote of thanks, but he'll also have a few minutes to eulogize Dr. Were.
Good afternoon. Dr. Were is my elder brother, and it's a difficult moment for the entire family. And I just want to appreciate you all for coming here today and for accompanying us. Before coming here, we did receive a message that the Right Honorable former Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga had shared a message of tribute to Dr. Were, his very good friend. So Provost has allowed me to read that message from Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, and then I'll give a vote of thanks. Thank you. I was away on duty in the Democratic Republic of Congo when I learned of the sudden death of my friend, Dr. Anthony Jude Omolo Were. Even as a section of our people expressed anger at the country's leadership, including myself, for the turn of events, little did they know that I too was hurting. I had only recently met Dr. Were while he was in the line of duty. He was as joyful and as vibrant as usual, typical of Dr. Were. To me, Were was just not yet another doctor. He was a family friend. I have known Dr. Were and his family for a very long time. His father, Jadong Councillor Philip Omolo Widi, who served as the chair of the Luo in Uganda. The chair is like a chair of the Luo Union in Uganda, was a great friend of Jaramogi. They worked closely in the setting up of the Luo Thrift and Trading Corporation and in bringing together the Luo of East Africa. I was always impressed by Dr. Were's impressible sense of curiosity, high sense of duty and professionalism, and more. They died